Hello, gardeners! This episode of Urban Garden Republic is all about nourishing your plants through fertilization. Understanding fertilizers is essential for the health and growth of your balcony garden. Fertilizers provide essential nutrients that might be missing from your soil. We'll cover the basics of NPK ratios, what they mean for your plant's growth, and how to choose the right type of fertilizer, be it liquid, granular, or organic options. NPK ratios, the three vital nutrients that plants need to thrive. Let's break down what NPK stands for. N is nitrogen, crucial for leaf growth and giving plants their lush green color. P is phosphorus, vital for root development, flower, and fruit production. And K, potassium, is key for overall plant health, helping with functions like water, absorption, and resistance to disease. Now, how do you choose the right fertilizer? It depends on your plant's needs. If you're growing leafy greens, you'll want a fertilizer with more nitrogen. For flowering plants, a higher phosphorus content is best. There are several types of fertilizers to consider. Liquid fertilizers are fast-acting, great for a quick nutrient boost. Granular types release nutrients slowly, providing a steady food supply. And organic options like compost or bone meal are excellent for enriching the soil naturally. Understanding NPK ratios and choosing the right fertilizer type can significantly impact your garden's health and productivity. Tailor your choice to your plant's specific needs for the best results. You can also make your own fertilizers using kitchen scraps, eggshells, or compost. Here are a few examples. Collect banana peels and let them dry out for a few days. Once dry, grind them into a powder using a blender or food processor. This powder can be sprinkled around the base of plants or added to water as a liquid fertilizer. Banana peels are rich in potassium, which helps fruit production and plant growth. Another good plant fertilizer recipe is from coffee grounds. After brewing your morning coffee, save the used coffee grounds and allow them to dry out completely. Once dried, you can sprinkle the coffee grounds directly onto the soil a few inches from the base of your plant and gently work them in. Be sure it is dry. Coffee grounds are high in nitrogen, which helps promote healthy leaf growth. Additionally, they can improve soil structure and drainage. Epsom salt can be a vital plant nutrient, magnesium and sulfate. Mix 1 tablespoon Epsom salt with 1 gallon of water. Dissolve the salt in the water, then water the soil. Eggshells can provide calcium. Place eggshells in a blender and pulse until they become powdery fine. Sprinkle the eggshell powder on the surface of your soil and lightly scratch it in. This method causes a slow release of calcium. Applying fertilizer properly is just as important as choosing the right one. Now that we've selected the right fertilizer, let's talk about when and how to apply it. To keep our balcony garden flourishing without causing any harm to our plants, the frequency of fertilization depends on the type of plants you have and the fertilizer you're using. Generally, during the growing season, spring and summer, is when your plants will need the most nutrients. This is when you should fertilize more regularly, often every 4-6 weeks for most plants. For specific plants like annual flowers or vegetable crops, they may benefit from more frequent feeding, especially if they're fast-growing. Perennials and indoor plants, on the other hand, may require less frequent fertilization. When applying fertilizer, technique matters. This helps to distribute the nutrients and prevents fertilizer burn. For granular fertilizers, sprinkle them around the base of the plant, away from the stem, and then water thoroughly. For liquid fertilizers, dilute as directed and apply to the soil, not the leaves. This ensures the roots absorb the nutrients without damaging the foliage. As we move into fall and winter, reduce or stop fertilizing. Most plants enter a dormant phase during this time and don't require as much nutrition. Be cautious of over-fertilizing. Too much fertilizer can lead to fertilizer burn, where the roots get damaged and the plant may wither and die. It's always better to under-fertilize than overdo it. Remember, each plant is unique, so keep an eye on how your plants respond after fertilization and adjust your routine accordingly. Observing your plant's response to fertilization and adjusting your methods accordingly is essential for ensuring they receive the right amount of nutrients for optimal growth. Here's how to do it. Look for signs of positive response. Growth. After fertilization, healthy plants should exhibit new growth. Look for new leaves, stems, or flowers, which indicate the fertilizer is benefiting the plant. Color. Leaves should be a vibrant, rich green. A positive response to fertilizer often shows an improved coloration and vitality of the foliage. Monitor for signs of over-fertilization. Leaf burn. One of the first signs of over-fertilization is leaf burn, where the tips or edges of the leaves turn brown or yellow. Salt buildup. Excessive fertilizer can lead to a white, crusty salt residue on the soil surface. Stunted growth or wilting. Despite adequate water, over-fertilized plants may wilt or have stunted growth due to nutrient overload. Identify signs of under-fertilization. Slow growth. If your plant is growing slower than usual or has stopped growing, it might be a sign of nutrient deficiency. Pale or yellow leaves. Lack of nutrients, especially nitrogen, can cause leaves to lose their green color and turn pale or yellow. Adjust fertilization based on observation. Reducing fertilizer. If you notice signs of over-fertilization, reduce the amount of fertilizer and frequency of application. Water the plant thoroughly to help flush out excess nutrients. Increasing fertilizer. If your plant shows signs of under-fertilization, gradually increase the amount or frequency of fertilization, ensuring not to overdo it. Consider soil testing. For persistent issues or to get a more accurate understanding of your soil's nutrient levels, consider getting a soil test. This can provide specific insights into what your plants need. Keep a fertilization log. Maintaining a record of when and how you fertilize can help you track the plant's responses over time and make more informed adjustments in the future. Plants take time to respond to changes in fertilization. Monitor the response over several weeks or even months for perennials or slower-growing plants. By carefully observing your plants and adjusting your fertilization practices based on their needs, you can ensure they receive the right balance of nutrients to grow strong and healthy. Remember, each plant is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. Therefore, close observation and gradual adjustments are key to successful plant care. With these fertilizing tips, your balcony garden will be more vibrant and productive than ever. Join us next time on Urban Garden Republic as we continue to explore more gardening techniques and secrets for pest control.